Now let us begin with the first activity based on this passage. Now in this particular activity, we have to arrange the following statements in a chronological order. Now based on the events that took place in the story, we know that the first point has to be when the family found themselves within the site of a tropical desert island. So that's our first point. Now the second thing that happened. The second thing was that they constructed a vessel out of tubs because they wanted to reach this particular island. So that's the second thing that they did. The third thing, if you remember from the story, they filled their tubs with food and ammunition and all other articles of value. So that becomes our next point. And then moving ahead to the last point over here, we know that it was William, the father, who attached the floatable old cakes to one another, and he built a bow that curves around them. Now moving ahead to the next question. How did the family make utensils? Now in the passage we have these lines where the synopsis, the person who's writing the synopsis tells us that they came to a grove of trees. One tree grew what looked like gourds on its trunk. The father told Fritz, his son, the gourds would make excellent bowls, spoons, and they cut them into various utensils. So using this point, we'll write our answer and we'll say that the family came to a grove of trees which grew fruits like gourds, and they cut them into excellent bowls, spoons, and various utensils. Now moving ahead to the next question. In this particular question, we have to complete the table. Now construction, the word construction is in the noun form. In order to write it in the verb form, we have to add it with to. Now if I add to before it, what will I say? I'll say to construct. Now constructive is the adjective form. If I have to write it in the adverb form, I'll use the adjective constructive and I'll add ly after it. And therefore we get the adverb form, that is constructively. The next, succeed in the verb form. And in the noun form, we add the before the word, so we get the word the success. Next, in the adjective form, we add to be before the word. So if I add to be before success, to be successful. So that becomes our adjective form. Now moving ahead to some grammar questions. The first one over here. The family had landed successfully on the island. Here we have to frame a WH question to get the underlined part, that is on the island, as our answer. Now on the island symbolizes a place. So the family had landed successfully where? On the island. So we'll be using the WH word where. So the answer has to be where had the family landed successfully. The next one. They constructed a vessel out of tubs. Here we have to rewrite the sentence using the present continuous tense. Now the question is in the simple past tense. In order to change it to present continuous tense, we have to add a helping verb or an auxiliary verb, am, is, or are. Now over here I'll be selecting are because of the subject they. And the second thing that you have to do is to change the action word into its present participle form or the ing form, that is constructing. So therefore our answer is they are constructing vessels out of tubs. Now moving ahead to the next question. Do you think it would be easy to survive on a deserted island? Now of course the answer is no, it would not be easy. But then if you are stranded, you will have to adjust. You will have to adapt. You will have to stay calm. You will have to stay optimistic, positive. And that is extremely important. If you want to survive, you will have to hold on to your courage no matter what. So we'll write our answer and we'll say that I don't think that it would be easy to survive on a deserted island. So first state your point very clearly whether it will be easy or not. And then you elaborate and say, however, adaptability, calmness, clear thinking would be helpful to get through the ordeal, to get through the difficult situation. What would be needed is a positive attitude and resourcefulness. Of course, you have to survive over there and you'll have to search for things that will help you to make things work in a particular circumstance.